Hello, firearms friends. If you've been watching our channel recently, you know this past December we had the privilege of introducing the Charlie Marx Collection to the public. Charlie Marx is a legend in the collecting community, especially for Colts. He's been collecting for absolute decades, and we were able to introduce just some of his marquee pieces in that December premiere firearms auction. I'm happy to say that with a collection that big, there is going to be some of Mr. Marx's collection in our February 21st through 23rd Sporting Collector Firearms Auction. That's just over 4,100 firearms in 3 days. Big sale down there in Bedford, Texas. Happy to say that with some of Mr. Marx's collection in there, there are some amazing opportunities for rare guns at really attractive prices. As we discussed for the December premiere video, you know, his emphasis, especially for the Colts, his collection emphasizes completeness. You know, it's an encyclopedia. There's got to be one of every barrel length, every caliber, every configuration, every finish, and so on and so on. It's just, it checks every box, every niche, everything you could possibly fill. That was the goal of the collection. And so what does that mean for you? It means there are, in this February auction, some of those rare hole fillers. If you don't have a certain caliber, if you don't have a certain barrel length, a certain configuration or finish, you better head over to the catalog and start searching for those right away. It's gonna be an absolute just smasher of a sale. Let's get started with some of his that we have. First and foremost, how about a Paterson number 3 belt model? These are just made for 3 years, from 1837 to 1840. It's about 850 of them made together with the number 2. This one, fantastic condition, that lovely flared grip. We got a square back cylinder, and mechanically, this is in great shape. Everything clicks together nicely. Everything looks well, edges are well. A fantastic example, and I included it here because it touches on one of Mr. Marx's sub-collections, which is Paterson's. On that note, we'll come to the back row as well, and here we have another Paterson, also included because not just of his Paterson sort of sub-collection, but also for revolving rifles. If you're looking for revolving rifles or early repeaters of any kind, whether it's turret pistols, Patersons, 55 side hammers, you name it, there's a really outstanding collection of these early repeaters, especially revolving rifles of all shapes and sizes. Here in the back, a Paterson 1839 carbine. So already it's a Paterson. A 39 carbine is a rare Paterson. There's about 950 of these made, and they're really some of Colt's first military contracts. So the first sort of dipping the toe in success for Colt, getting his foot in the door, even though, as we all know, the Paterson plant doomed to fail. The 39s also have some military history as well. Again, we mentioned those first military contracts. You're going to the Texan Army as well as the U.S. Navy. Well, the U.S. Navy gets those to the Marine Corps, where they're famously, led by Winfield Scott. They're going to Veracruz, Mexico City, and of course those halls of Montezuma. So if you are a revolving rifle collector, Colt collector, Paterson, military collector, you collect Marine-based firearms, there's some wonderful military histories, any number of reasons to pick up a rare Colt Paterson 1839 carbine. And just because your collection emphasizes completeness doesn't mean you can pass up a classic when it comes your way. It's a beauty. Henry rifle, as you can see from there, factory engraved Henry rifle. The work's fantastic. Samuel Hogson, of course, does his work just as a signature all its own. On the side closest to me, we do have a dog panel scene. If you get in close also, you'll be able to see there is original silver plating on this, so not just factory engraved, not just Samuel Hogson factory engraved, but silver plated. And on our top strap here of the frame, we have an inscription for PB Reading or PB Reading. We have some possibilities listed in our description of who that may be historically. If you'd like to know more about that, go check that out. But just an outstanding amount of finish to have on a mid-production Henry. This is in the 6,000 serial number range, so almost right square in the middle of that production. Not only a good amount of silver, a good amount of blue as well, and with all those features, really there's one apology, and it's the repair here at the wrist that it makes, but even that is tastefully done. And well done in a way that complements the frame. You see period repaired firearms, it's crudely pounded in nails or baling wire that's been wrapped around. This is not only tastefully done in a way that looks attractive, but it's well done from a gunsmith, from a repair point of view, this is flush. The screw heads back here are completely flush. That's really well done as well. So if you're looking to pick up a silver-plated Henry, Hodgson factory engraved with a historic presentation, and you want to get it at a slightly better price with a small repair, another great opportunity for a Henry or Winchester collector. And now let's get into some of what Mr. Marx did best, and that was Colt firearms. We got 3 on the table that I just think are so wonderfully representative of his collection. Let's take a look at this one first. Like we mentioned again in that December premiere video, anytime you have a Colt with a precious metal finish, it's time to sit up and pay attention. And here we have a Colt single action army with a factory silver plated finish. So outstanding. But of course with Mr. Marx, couldn't be just something only as rare as a silver precious metal finish. You'll notice here on the bottom, there is no ejector or ejector housing. And that is because we have a sheriff's model that has been silver plated. So rare for a number of reasons. Sheriff's models are incredibly rare, especially if you get into the black powder frame. This, as you can see, has the push button release, but a sheriff's model is sheriff's model. These are one of the 5 collectible Colts that you want. We wrote a blog on that recently. If you're after single actions, you want a sheriff's model. Here we have one with the precious metal finish, and most notably, a 7.5-inch barrel. Now, sheriff's models are usually ejectorless and short barreled because they're for sheriffs. They're like a backup gun, right? You need to be concealable, tuck them in your bootstrap, so to speak. So to see, you almost never will see one with a 7.5-inch barrel. In fact, I've never seen one with a 7.5-inch barrel. So not only do you have a silver plated Colt, not only is it a sheriff's model, it's a sheriff's model with this unheard of 7.5-inch barrel. And it's just so representative of Mr. Marx's collection, where it's just rarity stacked on top of rarity. It's a perfect example of what you can expect in this February auction. Coming across the way, boy, one or the other, again, 5 Colt single actions. If you're a single action collector, a flat top target better be on your list. Here we have that big distinct flat top target. But like our sheriff's model, it's not just gonna be a flat top target coming from Mr. Marx's collection. Oh no, this one is chambered in .41 caliber. How rare is that? Of the flat top targets, only 8 were made in .41 Colt. To stack rarity on top of rarity, again, only 5 were made with a blued finish and a full 7.5-inch barrel. You want to top it off even further, it's a 1-gun shipment to Texas with Mexican Eagle grips on it. It's another one of the fantastic opportunities, a rarity, and a good-looking rarity at that, in an unusual caliber, in a desirable configuration for a single action. This is what you're here for. These are the type of guns you can expect to find in Mr. Marx's collection. Last but not least on the table, like I finished our other video, I'm gonna end it on a Bizly because I like Bizlys. But why this one? Well, as you can see, it has a 3.5-inch barrel. We're chambered in .32-20. But you notice again, here we are without an ejector or ejector rod assembly. We have a Bizly Sheriff's model. How rare is that? They're unicorn status, they're unobtainium. Factory engraved Bizlys are already rare. Once you get into like the smooth bore and the Sheriff's model, they're virtual unobtainium. There's 9 that are known. 9 Sheriff's model Bizlys that are known to exist. Another source says there's thought to be 12 made, as many as 12. So here's one. So take your shot this February at a Sheriff's model Bizly. Boy, what a great look. What a great look for that gun. They should have made more of those. What a great looking gun. And that, collector friends, I hope shows you some of the opportunities that are coming up in that February 21st through 23rd Sporting Collector Firearms Auction. Like we mentioned, over 4,100 guns. We're gonna sell them in just 3 days. And this is just the tip of the iceberg for Mr. Marx's collection. The collection is massive. I do mean it's the tip of the iceberg. So if you're a Colt collector, if you have holes in that collection you're trying to fill, come fill them at this auction. If you have opportunities that you may not see again, we have guns on this table with single-digit availability. Take your shot this February. Come on down to Texas, see us in person. Till next time, keep your powder dry.